All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome one more time into the world of what Penn is saying. It's a wonderful world to be in. How you doing out there in social media and wherever you are on Earth or in the universe out there? Hey, this thing gets out there somehow. Trust me. So we here what Penn is saying. We have a mission statement, and it is that we do not like to waste your time. We know your time is precious to you as it is to me. And hey, go grab your sandwich, a bag of chips, and a cool beverage you're choosing and sit down for a few minutes and watch and listen to what Penn is saying. Like, comment, and share these proceedings at your convenience. And hey, watch the whole thing. Listen to the whole thing. Might be something there just for you that maybe if it was a tip of your tongue is a little nugget there. Might be just for you to help you out. And as always, I do not own the rights to any song, movie, or television show that I may reference in these proceedings. Thank you for watching and listening. God bless you. So we're getting ready to close the book on this series called True Love Starts With God and With You. And the one I'm going to give you now, hopefully it helps you to understand all the rest of them that I did. And so the last installment of this series is simply entitled Forgive Yourself. Forgive yourself. Forgiveness is such a powerful thing. It's such a powerful thing, and it is a way for us to grow and improve ourselves. So let me talk about forgiveness for a second, because there's a common misconception about forgiveness, is that when we seek forgiveness, we're forgiving people for the other people. No, when you forgive, it's for you. When you forgive people, it's for you, and especially when you forgive yourself. Yes, you have to forgive yourself. Because let me tell you something, single men and single women out there. Each and every one of us has done something to hurt someone's feelings. We've said something that we probably regret. We have taken actions that we probably shouldn't have taken out of anger and frustration or whatever, or betrayal or whatever you want to say. And sometimes we carry that around in us, and it's not productive. It's counterproductive to what God wants to do for you. How do you get rid of something that you feel bad about? How do you get rid of, I said something I shouldn't have said? You start by forgiving yourself. And in forgiving yourself and talking to God and asking God for forgiveness, God will forgive you. See, God will forgive you. It's people who won't forgive you. But I am so in tune and wrapped up in forgiveness, and I have experienced this, man. Let me tell you, I'm so in tune with forgiveness that if I say something to anyone that has hurt them and I ask them to forgive me and I'm sincere with it, even if they don't say, I forgive you back, I have done my part. And I feel good about it because I went to God for forgiveness first, and then God forgave me. And once God has forgiven me, it's time to seek forgiveness. It's time to forgive myself first, and then ask for forgiveness. But if you don't say it back, I'm cool with that. But some people want to hear that forgiveness being, I forgive you. Some people want to hear that, and I get that. I totally get that. I'm just wired a little different, but I get that you want to hear that back. But even when you don't hear that back, it's God who has forgiven you. And once you forgive yourself, let me tell you something. Once you forgive yourself, you got to stop beating up yourself because you have forgiven yourself. Even if the person don't say I forgive you back, you have asked for forgiveness, man. And single folk, forgive yourself. See, when you forgive yourself, it's liberation, it's freedom to act in a manner where you can say, you know what? I messed up, but I made it up. Thank God for forgiveness, man. And you can forgive yourself and move on with your life and be productive with it and make it matter. And you can be a better version of yourself through the forgiveness. Now, here's the other side of forgiveness that kind of irks me. Now, once you forgive somebody, you don't need to be bringing it up, well, you did that. No, forgiveness means you forgiving them. That means you have to allow them the space to whatever they did to you. You have to allow them the space to build back up that trust. And that starts with you. When you forgive yourself, you have to allow yourself the space to build the trust back up within yourself, but also to God. See, a lot of times we take forgiveness and we just want to apply it to human beings, and we should. But we got to take forgiveness to God first. And when God forgives you, he gives you the okay to forgive yourself, and then to go out there and seek forgiveness, ask for forgiveness. And again, I'm so in tune with it. When I ask you, and I'm going to be real with it, because I have talked to the master about it, and he has forgiven me. And he has allowed me the space to forgive myself, because I can look at myself in the mirror and say, you know what? I messed up. I shouldn't have said that. And see, that's the thing about people. People do not want to admit that they messed up. People don't want to admit that they said something wrong, did something wrong. They want to sit there and act in arrogance. I ain't did nothing. She hurt me too. That means you did something too. That means you did something too. And when you forgive yourself, you are not afraid to be the bigger person and ask first. See, when you forgive yourself, you're not afraid of that, which is dumb to me. I won't be the first one to say I'm sorry. Why? It's not a contest. You don't get like a Jesus coin or something because you said it first. You don't get Holy Spirit points because you said it first. That's totally stupid. I'm sorry. That's totally stupid. Forgiveness is its own reward. You don't get nothing extra for it. It's its own reward. Because, like I told you, when you forgive, when you ask God for that forgiveness, and then you forgive yourself, you begin metamorphosizing right then. You begin to be the person that God wants you to be right then, because you have acknowledged that you have messed up to the master, and he has forgiven you. Because let me tell you something, when God forgives you, it don't matter if nobody else forgives you. It does not matter. When God releases the blessing of forgiveness upon you, and then you forgive yourself, and then you in turn go and ask for forgiveness because you have hurt someone's feelings, because you have done something to hurt someone else, and you said, please forgive me, I messed up, and the other person don't want to forgive you back. Guess what? Now it's no longer a you problem, it's a them problem. So forgive yourself, because forgiveness will begin to let you know that you have value. Forgiveness will begin to let you know that you are special. Forgiveness will begin to let you know that I have value, I have worth, I am worth being with. Because God has forgiven me and I've forgiven myself. Even if you're the one that has done the wrong. Because sometimes we want to be you always want to be in a position of the one that the wrong was done to, right? Nobody wants to be in a position of the one that did the wrong. But when you're the one that did the wrong, go to God and ask for forgiveness and be sincere with it, because he's going to know if you're not anyway. Be sincere asking for forgiveness. And then when he forgives you, because the God that I serve, I know he's a forgiving God, because he knows that we mess up. Listen, Adam and Eve messed up. They had to be punished for it, but he forgave them. He gave them punishment, but he always looked out for them. He forgave them. He did. And he'll forgive you. And then you turn around and forgive yourself and restore credibility within yourself. And then you ask for forgiveness. And if even this person don't give it back, you have done your part. Do your part when it comes to forgiveness. Because when you want to become appealing in someone else's eye, let me tell you something. Being broken, it heals us. But being broken, I'm just here to tell you, it's not always a turn on. Being in a pity party all the time is not it's not always a turn on. I'm just saying. So, yes, we as human beings, we will mess up. We will put our foot in our mouth. We will do something we don't have no business doing. But the key is to not let the mistake define you as a person. So that when somebody sees you, oh, I remember they did such and such. No, you have asked God for forgiveness, and God has forgiven you. Now, like I said, human beings are funny. I tell you, human beings are funny. God, when you created human beings, you created some funny individuals. And let me say this too. It will be people that'll be saved who know better about forgiveness, who still won't forgive folk, which is crazy to me because Christ is supposed to be on the inside, and Christ is all about love and forgiveness, right? But we'll sit there and won't forgive folk. You better learn to forgive folk, but learn to forgive yourself. Learn to forgive yourself, because God will forgive you when you go to him with sincerity and clarity. He will forgive you. And then you better forgive yourself. Don't be beating yourself up. Yeah, you messed up. So what? Admit it, move on, and become better for it. That is what is going to be appealing to someone when they see that you have the ability to move on from a mistake and be better for it. Mistakes are not supposed to define you. They're supposed to make you better. You're supposed to learn something from it and grow from it and be better from it. Starts with forgiveness, though. Forgive yourself, man. Forgive yourself. Before you forgive anybody else, forgive yourself. Go to the master for forgiveness. He will forgive you. But then forgive yourself. Make yourself appealing by forgiving yourself. And then ask for forgiveness. And they want to, you ask for forgiveness and nobody won't forgive you, then that's on them. But you get the weight of unforgiveness off of you. And it starts by asking the master for forgiveness and then forgiving yourself. Single men and women out there, you are somebody, you are valuable, you are worth being with. But you have to know that and understand that. And you have to work on that so you can be better, not just for someone else, but for yourself. Forgive yourself, man. There is not one human being here on earth that has ever existed and that will come along after we're dead and gone that will not have messed up. Everyone. My 2-year-old son, you know what he does? He got a little water cup and he goes in there, he shakes all the water out. And we have to discipline him. Don't do that. But he does it again. I forgive him, but he does it again. So I said that to say that even when they're little, they're going to mess up. So don't be giving your life to Christ and become saved and act like you just perfect now. I've never messed up. You hear somebody say they never messed up, you better walk away from that person. Because that person is delusional. That person is not living here on this earth. I don't know where they at. For someone to say that they have never messed up, have never made a mistake, that person is Looney Tunes. You hear what I'm saying? That person is off their rocker. We as human beings, we are going to mess up. We are going to make mistakes because none of us, N-O-N-E of us, are perfect. We're going to mess up. You apologize, you move on. You ask the master for forgiveness, forgive yourself, and then whoever you have done the wrong to, seek them out and say, hey, please forgive me. I wrecked your life. I'm apologetic. Be sincere too. Don't be coming with no written apology. Don't come with no fake apology. Be sincere. Be sincere with it, man. Because sincerity and clarity is a thing that people will see. People will see the fakeness in your apology. You understand me? They will see the fakeness in it. You got to be sincere, man. You got to mean it. Because when you mean it, when people see that you're truly sorry, truly apologetic, that's when it's at that point forgiveness really begins to grow, begins to manifest. And the lifting of weights will happen for not just for them, it will happen for you. But single people, I'm telling you, man, I'm telling you, forgive yourself. Man, I know you've been in this relationship, out this one, in this relationship, out this one. It happens, man, because hey, you can say you single and I don't want to be with nobody else. Listen, the flesh will, The flesh is going, like I told you in the previous video, like my dad said, nature is going to call. It's going to call. But forgive yourself, man. Because you are somebody. You are worth something. You're not just anybody just walking here on earth. God made you special. God made you special. And here's the thing. And as I close this series out, to all the single men and women out there, let me tell you something. Just because you don't have nobody right now, it just means God is working on your behalf to find someone that's perfect for you. You are perfectly made for somebody out there. You probably don't see it. You may not believe me when I tell you that. You are perfectly made for someone else out there. See, I didn't believe, I believed it at first, but then my belief has vanished. And then God sent my wife in my midst, and I realized that she was perfect for me. And then, but the funny thing happened. I forgave myself. And then I became perfect for her. Through all the things I had been through all the trials and tribulations, through crazy things that happened to me, I forgave myself and allowed God to work on me and mold me and shape me and purge things out of me in preparation for her. Because let me tell you something about my wife as I close this out, single folk. Let me tell you something about my wife. I know she was perfectly made for me. But when I asked God to send me my wife, he didn't just send any old angel he just had sitting by the wayside. He didn't just send the one he had for little occasions. He sent me his absolute best. Not the best that he just had to offer. He sent me the best. I know married men, you think yours the best, but I'm going to say mine the best, and you better say yours the best. He sent me the absolute best because that's how much he loved me. I'm your living testimony, single folks. That's how much he loved me. And that's how I know that's how much he loved you. So hang in there. I know. Hang in there, man. Hang in there. I know it. Listen. As I talk to a lot of single people and I tell them, hey man, if you don't want to get married right now, don't let nobody push you into that. You continue to do you and get you to the point where you feel you're ready for that. If you ain't ready for that, don't do that. I'm not going to sit there and just tell people to get married just to get married. No, don't do that. Don't do that. Because marriage is something serious to God, as I told you in the last series. So single folks, hang in there. I'm with you. I love you all out there. I've been where you are. But where I am now is where I want to be. And that's a happily married man. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. I'm not just married. I'm a happily married man. And I've had to relay that to other women out there who call themselves trying to holler at me. I had to let them know. I told this one particular young lady, me and my wife hadn't even got married yet. We just put the announcement in the paper. And I'm working. She walks up to me. Oh, you the one I seen in the paper. You get married. Yes, ma'am, I am. Oh, I can do more for you. No, I said, ma'am, let me stop you right there. The only thing you can do for me is leave me alone. There's nothing you can do for me. Well, I think you're ugly anyway. Good, because only one woman thinks I'm handsome now. I don't have to worry about pleasing the masses of women out there. I just got to worry about pleasing one. Excuse me, one. That's one. And I thank God for the one that God blessed me with. So single folks, I'm your living testimony. Because I tell you, I didn't. If you had told me 20 years ago that I'd be married with a son, I probably would have punched you in your teeth and told you to get out my face. But here I am, your living testimony that there's somebody for anybody and that it can happen for you too. So I hope this series encouraged you. I love you out there. Thank you for watching What Penny's Saying. And I'll be talking to you again about something else. Because, hey, that's what I do. It's What Penny's Saying. Thank you for watching, and God bless you.